Hey guys, it's Mark from Create Apparel. Today we're going to be doing a video where we're going to be half-toning some images, getting them ready for DTF. We're going to set a few files up and we're going to go over why do we want to half-tone them, and then we're going to have a look at what the final results will be. So first we're going to jump on the computer, get some files ready, and then we'll get to it. Okay guys, so we've got 3 files here, and each one we're going to be half-toning, and we're going to go over why we want to half-tone each image and then see what result we get at the end of it. So first one here, we've got this race design, which has been given to us with a full black background. Now, although it's going on a black t-shirt, you don't really want to have a black box all around your design. It's just not going to look good. So for this reason, we're going to half-tone it and knock out all the black and create an effect which will still give the same look, but just not have that full black box around it. So first thing I do with any design I'm working with is I duplicate the layer. So I drag it down and just get another layer. The reason for that is I've always got the original image, so I can go back and reference it and have a look at what it originally looked like and what it looks like after I've half-toned. Now we'll grab this one. Now we're at the original layer. I'm going to duplicate this. And the reason for that is we need to create a working file, which is going to be this one here. So first step, we've got to go into grayscale. Now, the reason for that is halftone works from black to white. Anything that's black will be knocked out. And then as the tones get brighter and brighter, that's where you start getting the halftone effect to no effect at all. Now, because we go back to the original image, because we've got the car here, the blue car, we've got the green, we've got the logo going through. I don't want to halftone too much of this. It's more really the black and maybe the real dark gray. So what we do here, we're going to go into image, adjustments, and levels. Now, this point here, I'm going to drag this all the way down to probably about 35. Yep, that will do. And then I'm going to pull the first one up probably to 4. And you can see as I'm pulling it up, it's starting to pull the image in. Now, what this has done, we can see the car's gone really bright white. Nothing's going to happen with that. Same as the logo. They're going to stay solid. But where you're seeing the black, that's all going to be removed. And those darker shades of gray, that's where we'll start seeing the halftone effect. So I'm going to click OK now. And then we'll go image. And now we're going to convert to a bitmap. We'll flatten the layers. So we're at 300 dpi, halftone screen. That's correct. And now with the frequency, the lower you go in your frequency, the bigger your dots will be. And then the higher you go, the smaller the dots. I found anywhere from like 30 to 40 works out really well. So I'm going to keep this one at 35. And your angle, that's just the way your dots are going to go. Anywhere, again, 20 to 30 works fine. I'll just leave this at 27. I've used this before, and I find these numbers work well for me. So now we can see the halftone effect. So if we zoom in, the car's still solid, but we start coming here, we can start seeing the dots in the logo in the darker areas. We can start seeing the effect coming through. So to get this over to our original image, we're going to go Control A. If you're using Mac, it's I'm pretty sure it's Command. So Control A just to copy, to select all, sorry. And now we'll go Control C to copy the file. Now we're going to go back to the original file. And here we're going to click the layer mask. And now I'm going to click Alt and click on that layer mask. And now I'm going to go Control V and paste that halftone in there. And then we'll click out of it, remove that first image. And now we can see the effect that it's got. So we can see the black starting to disappear. I'll add a background in here just so we can get a bit of an idea. Let me just add something red. There, so we can see what we've got now. So we've still got the similar effect to what we originally had, but all the black has now been removed. We're left with the gray, the bright colors. And what I'll do, I'll change this red over to black so we can see how it would look on a t-shirt. Now I'll pull up the original file. So you can see there's not a lot of difference. We're still going to have, once this is printed and goes on a t-shirt, we're going to have a similar look to what we originally started with. You can see the tones have come in more. And this is somewhere where in the original part where we were pulling in the tones going to like 4, and then I adjusted the brightness up to 35. This is where you got to play with it and see what do you think works best for you. These are sort of standard settings that I go with, and we end up with a pretty good result at the end. So I'm going to go with what we've got here. I'm going to save this file and then we'll print it and we'll see how it comes up on a t-shirt. Now I'm just going to jump onto this file here. I've already added the black background. So we can see here straight away, it's just got a huge glow on it. And this won't work well when it comes into print. When we click the wand on it, we can see all around, all of this is not going to print well, especially with all these glows. So again, we're going to do a similar thing here, but the only difference now, because this doesn't have a black background, I'm going to duplicate this. Because this doesn't have a black background, we're actually going to add the black background into it. So I'm going to select both those files, do Control E, and now I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did before. So we'll duplicate, new, there's the working file. Again, I'm going to go into grayscale, adjustments levels, pull this down to roughly 35. And we'll pull this up a bit. This one, I'm probably going to leave a bit more of that effect. I might only go to like 2 in this. See, if I come to 4, you can see it's pulling it back a lot more, but I still want to keep a lot of that glow, that effect. So I think I'll stick with 2 on this one. And we're at 37, that works. So anywhere around that 35 area will work here. We'll go bitmap. Again, halftone screen. I'm going to leave this at 35 and 27. And there's the effect now. So it's really all just in the glow. Control A to select all. Now Control C to copy. And we'll come back to that file. Add a layer mask. Alt and select. Now we'll paste it. And now we can see what we've ended up with here. Again, we're going to print this and we'll have a look at how this ends up. So I'll add the black background. And there we go. So we're still getting the same effect that we had before of this glow, but again, we're not going to have this big fade out go in, which is going to affect the way the DTF will look. We're just going to go more into that halftone. Now with this one here, I'm actually going to do something a little bit different, because what if you don't want to knock out the black, or what if you are on a different color t-shirt? So this here has got a transparent background, but you can see the glow all around the edge. What we're going to do in this situation, I'm actually going to do it as a gray. We're going to knock out the gray. We're going to print this one on a gray t-shirt. So let's select a gray over here. We'll start with that. Now, the difference here, I'm going to make a couple layers and I'll show you what we need to do. Let me duplicate this. I'm going to pull this up here. Now, I'm going to merge these 2 layers together. So Control E, so they're now one layer. I'm going to duplicate this again so I've got another copy. I'm going to pull this on top. I'll turn these 2 layers off. So now we've got the original, we've got the layer with the gray background. And now we need to have this gray layer on top, because this is what we're going to let Photoshop know what layer we want, what color we're going to do. We're going to use for the halftone. So over here, we're going to go in this drop down, we're going to go difference. So you can see here, it's now gone to that gray and made it all black. And this is how we're going to get that halftone effect again. So we'll click difference. Now we need to get those 2 layers, merge them. So Control E. And again, now we're going to go back to the same thing again, duplicate layer, new window. Okay. So there we are. We're back at the same position we were with the others. The only difference was we've started with different colors on that original image. So image, grayscale again, because again, we're going black to white. Levels. Now this one here, let's pull this in. Because we've got the yellow, I don't want to halftone too much of that. I actually want to go pretty bright on this one. I only really want to get that effect going out, and we're going to knock out some of that gray. So if I pull this up, probably about 4, we can see here the areas that are going to get knocked out where that gray is. If I pull this back a little bit, if I pull this to say 35, we can see inside the hat where the yellow was, this is going to start getting a bit of a half tone. I don't really want too much of that, so I'll probably pull this to say 30, 29, 30. Yeah, this will work. The yellow is going to stay pretty solid. So mode, and now we're going to go to bitmap. Again, 300 DPI. I'm going to leave all of this the same. Okay, so we can see there's a bit of halftone over here, but it's mainly around the edges over there. Let's have a look at this. So Control A or Command if you're on Mac. Control C. We're going to go back to that original file. Let's turn that off. Go here. I'm going to make another layer. So I've got a reference. Add layer mask. Alt and click. Paste. And let's remove. Okay. So straight away, we can see all those lighter gray areas have been knocked out. And we've got little bits inside the hat. And again, if we went brighter, that wouldn't be there. We'd get a real solid print. We're actually not going to see too much of this anyway. They're really small. But if we add the gray background, actually, I'll make this pink where we can get a real good look at what's going on. So we can still see the yellow outline, the glow. We've still got that effect. The darker gray is still there, but the gray that was over here, that's gone. And the spray cans are gone. The hammer, they're all gone. Inside the bat as well, we can see those areas are gone. If I put that back up, we can see the difference of what's happened now. So let's go to a gray shirt. So we can see the effect here going through. We can see there's a bit of some of the bat has gone. And again, it all depends how much you do. If you want to go where you don't see it, you just make it really bright, and that will remove that. That will remove some of those halftones. But what we'll do, I'm going to save all three of these files, and we'll go back down and we'll print them and we'll see how they end up. Cheers, guys.
A few moments later.
Hey guys, so we can jump over here. We've started printing. We can see the halftone effect in the first post street image, and here's the original. And then we jump over here. We can also, again, see the halftone effect. And we can also see how big the glow is across the original. So we can see the glow's being really pulled back. And now we're just seeing that full halftone effect. Over here again, we can see how much of the black's been knocked out. And again, we've got the halftone effect coming through. Hey guys, so we've cut the film up. Now we're going to press them and we'll have a look at what the final result will be. So this print, you can really see the glow in it. Hey guys, so they're all done now. We're going to have a look over these one by one. First one here, we'll look at the Pro Street bodywork. So obviously straight away we can see the halftone, especially in the edges. And now with the grey being knocked out, of course, as you know, with DTF, it gives a softer hand feel throughout the whole print. Now with the original one still looks good. The glow hasn't come out too much. Our RIP software does pull in the white base layer to help with this. But one thing you will get when you're doing the halftone is, of course, a softer hand feel. So this technique is something you can use if you need to knock out background colors. And actually, I'll pull this one out. This is one we're actually doing for a customer. So this image here, this one here actually had just a full white box background. And what we did, we used the same halftone effect is what we do with the grey one, but we did it with the white. And what this done is gave us a softer outline coming through, and of course getting rid of that big white box was the main thing we wanted to do. Now we'll have a look at some of the other ones we did. So okay, so this one here, the Marvelous one, straight away you can see the white. The white's just really solid right around here. This is a problem you get with DTF. It's just really thick, and the glow has just really dominated across the image. When we come into the halftone, you're obviously just getting a better look overall. It's just a nicer finish. So if we come in close, you can see the halftone effect coming through around the glow here, around the edges, around the white. So this is the result we're looking for. It's just to give a better effect overall. And then this one here. So this is a really big print. Straight away we can see it. No black background. And really this is what we wanted with this. We've still got a nice look in the car. We can see a bit of halftone in the lights. Up the top here, this is where we really see the halftone coming through. But the main thing is we've got rid of that big black background. That's what we didn't want. We don't want that box effect. So that's the idea with halftone, guys. So again, if you got any questions, you need any help with anything, we print thousands of meters. We also press a lot every single week for clients. So if you got any questions, I'm pretty sure we can help you out. Just get in touch with us. And yeah, this is what we're doing here. All right, guys, I'll see you later.